Hello everybody, and thank you so much for joining me for today's video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Gina, and on this channel I talk all things sewing and dressmaking. In today's video, I am bringing you into my sewing room for the afternoon and giving you a mini tour and sewing room update because I've been making a few changes in this space, and also showing you some new fabrics in my fabric stash. I've been doing some online shopping recently and picked up some really beautiful new fabrics, so I thought I would share and show you some inspiration and what I've been buying. Anything that I can, I will link in the description box below, and if you have any questions at all, please pop them down in the comments and I will get back to you. But let's first off have a little look around my sewing room and show you what changes I've been making and some new areas of the sewing room, exciting updates, and then we will talk all things fabric. So the first thing I wanted to show you, which is very new to my sewing room, is I finally, after nearly 5 years of living in this house, have a dedicated cutting out space. I have been so desperate for one of these spaces. If you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that I cut out on the floor the majority of the time, or I use my dining table. And sometimes when you've forgotten to cut out interfacing, or you've got a little piece missing, you just want a little space to just quickly cut stuff out. And this is perfect. It's also really good for filming close-ups of sewing details and things like that. So I'm really hoping it will improve my content over on here. So a little bit about how we created this space. This is not actually a table in any sense. My sewing table over on the other side is actually just a worktop rested on some IKEA units. And over here I had a set of IKEA drawers, and we bought the same worktop as we have got on the other side, but just in a smaller size. So I think this was about £30, and we've literally just pulled the drawers out a bit and put this on top. We haven't weighed it down or anything, so you can see you can actually move it, but I haven't found so far that that has been a problem. If it is a problem, we will attach it to the wall, but for now it's been absolutely fine. And we've also positioned it in a way that you can still access the drawers and everything, so it's a really great usable worktop. These ones are not real wood, they're MDF, but they are rock solid. We also popped up a shelf here just for a little bit of decorative purposes. I've got my iron over here. My fiance is going to put some plug sockets here at some point. He's probably going to attach them actually to the bottom of the shelf so they're not quite such an eyesore. And then I've got like my cutting equipment over there just chucked in a little basket, and bias tape maker, little machines and things like that. I've got a little lamp here, but I definitely need something better to improve the lighting, but this has just been such a great space. I am over the moon with this, and for £30 I'm wishing we did this sooner. There has been another update to this room that you'll probably be able to see, but I'm not going to talk about it too much. Basically, a few weeks ago I decided that I really hated the full white units and white walls, and I painted this pink, but as you can see, the pink is barely in the room with us. This shade didn't really work with this space, so you'll probably see patches where I haven't finished painting it because I need to find another colour, but I just don't have the time at the moment to be redoing that whole process. So it's semi-pink, semi-not. Sometimes it looks pinker than it is. This is just a leftover pot of Dulux that we use for my daughter's bedroom. And it looks beautiful up there, so I don't understand why it hasn't worked so well in this space. But at some point I would like to make this more pinky and just add a little bit more warmth to this room, because with all the white furniture, it was definitely a bit too bright and stark for me. I just wanted a little bit more warmth and coziness to the room. So yeah, that's the other thing that's changed, but not very well. That was a very unsuccessful change for sure. And then here's a better look at my gorgeous new cutting space. So you can see that the worktop is literally just rested on these drawers. We've got the shelf, the light, all the bits, and then over here is my mirror where I take outfit pics and try on and things. And up here is where I store my rulers, And then I've got my mannequin, and the plug socket is just down there, but we are going to deal with that and make that a little bit more user-friendly at some point. But this looks so, so nice. I just wish it was more pink. And then over here, we've got a couple more changes as well. We have swapped the Kallax that was on the end of here that had 4 units for one that has 2, because it just looks so much nicer, and I've now got them facing outwards. We do need to buy doors for these just to protect my fabrics a little bit more, but at the moment I'm quite enjoying having them out on display. These baskets here have just got, this one's got scraps, and this one has got PDF patterns and other random bits in it. It's all in folders and stuff and pretty neat, but it's all just stored down there for now. Now I've got my little plastic bin, which I'd like to look a little bit nicer, and then my old sewing machine, which I'm probably going to move upstairs just because sometimes it gets kicked when I'm moving around and wiggling my chair around. And speaking of chairs, you can see this is absolutely filthy at the moment thanks to an attack by a toddler with an ice cream a couple of days ago. So we'll have to look past that because I haven't cleaned it yet. But honestly, I would like to get a new chair at some point. This one really isn't that comfortable. It's really handy having a wheelie chair, but this one is just really creaky. It was a very cheap chair and it kind of shows. So I would definitely replace that at some point. But aside from that, I've been loving my sewing room since we gave it a makeover last year. It's just such a gorgeous, gorgeous space. So this is the unit that I was talking about that I've used for the other side for my cutting area. And that has been great. As you can see, it's got no scratches on it. It's really, really hard wearing, and it wasn't expensive either. So it's such a good thing to have rather than buying a really expensive long table. I do wish it was proper wood and not white. And then up here is where I store my patterns in these little baskets that I got off of Amazon. I got this thread holder from Hobbycraft, I think, and then I spray painted it white. These jars are from IKEA, and then this is one of the IKEA pegboards, which is a bit of a mess right now, to be honest, but it is really, really handy. I have just attached this bobbin case here just by sticking it on, and these are great. I need to get another one actually because this one is getting very, very full. But yeah, as you can see, this needs a serious sort out at some point, but the rest of the room is looking rather lovely. I'm really, really pleased with how our little mini makeover has turned out, apart from the paint. Okay, so now let's talk about what's new in my fabric stash. I have been doing a fair bit of fabric shopping lately because I am in the middle of wedding sewing, finishing off my wedding dress. I have nearly finished 3 bridesmaid dresses, and then I have my daughter's dress to make. So I have been so busy and really missing kind of everyday sewing. And with that comes fabric shopping. So I've just been looking online and buying some really, really lovely things because I keep spotting them, and at some point I want to make these. I'm really, really missing it, but I will be back there soon. It's just all very busy. It is good fun, but also stressful. And I know when I get to September, when hopefully everything's finished, I can relax and start chipping away at these beautiful, beautiful fabrics. Okay, first up is this gorgeous, gorgeous Viscose Sateen from the new Fabric Godmother Rodeo collection. Now you might be thinking this is a bit of a random purchase for me, but a bit of a fun fact, I am a horse girl. Not so much these days, but as a teenager and as a child, horses were my total passion. I loved horse riding. I was lucky enough to be able to own my own pony throughout my teenage years, and I'm just obsessed with it. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a horse. When I saw this collection and saw this fabric, I just had to have it because I just knew 13-year-old me would be screaming at this. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got these kind of sketched horses on it with a little bit of kind of scribble pattern too in these beautiful brown shades. It's a viscose sateen, so it's got a sheen to it, a slight sheen to it, but it's got the beautiful drape and weight of a viscose. It's, oh, I love this. I'm so obsessed. I only bought 1.5 meters of this, and I'm wishing I bought more because I just think this would make the most incredible big swishy autumnal dress because of the colours and everything. So I'll probably be doing a second order of this. I think it's just come back into stock, so I'll probably grab another 1.5 meters to make something for my inner horse girl. Next up, something a bit different and random for me, but I was scrolling eBay for something completely different and I came across this shop that sells remnants, and they had this stretch mesh remnant on there, and I thought this was absolutely beautiful. I love the colours in it and the big print. These kind of mesh fabrics seem to be really on trend at the moment as well, and I thought this would be really, really gorgeous to make either an asymmetric cutout dress or a two-piece top and skirt set. Obviously I will line it because it is sheer. If you're not afraid to show your undies, you don't have to line this. You can also just have sheer sleeves if you want to and use those details. But I just love, love, love this print. The colours are really, really nice. And I've got some white jersey to line this with, which I think will make the colours pop even more. And I've got some shoes that match, which is always so satisfying. Next up, another purchase from Fabric Godmother. I got this in their sale, actually. I want to say maybe 6 weeks ago, a month ago. I was actually looking at this for my bridesmaid dresses for a little bit because I love the print, but it just felt a little bit too casual, so I went in a very different direction. But this is a linen with this really beautiful large scale floral. It's exquisite. It's so, so nice. And I think it was originally £18 a metre and it got reduced to something like £10 or £12 a metre. And so I had to have it, obviously. It's really, really lovely. I got about 2.5 meters of this. It's super, super wide. Just a really lovely weight. I'd like to get this sewn up into something to wear for Italy when we go for our wedding, but we'll see. I've got enough on my plate at the moment. I'm thinking of making the Brandy Joan dress. I've completely forgotten the pattern number, but I'll pop some pictures in because I saw a really beautiful version by Kate Makes and it looked so lovely on her, and I thought this fabric would be such a good match for that pattern. It may have to be saved for next summer at the rate that I'm sewing right now. So the next couple of fabrics were actually gifted to me by Rainbow Fabrics as part of their ambassador program. I get to pick out fabrics from the drops that they put on their website. And a few weeks ago, they were having a drop of Indian block prints. And I have a dress saved on Pinterest from Never Fully Dressed that I absolutely love. And it is 2 block print cottons in different colorways, and they have added a lace trim detail to it as well, and it's so gorgeous. And I really, really want to make that for Italy. So I got these 2 prints and thought that they would mix together really, really well. I did actually want a different print to go with this one, but these sold out really, really quickly, and I didn't quite manage to get the one that I wanted, but I did think that these 2 went really well together with the blues and the minty green, and I think as a tiered maxi dress they'll just be so gorgeous, and I'm really excited to play around with that trim detail as well. The next 2 purchases are very, very special ones. I am turning 30 at the end of August, and there was a fabric on Sister Mintaka that I've been looking at for a very, very long time, and my fiance treated me to it as an early birthday present so I can sew something to wear on my birthday out of it. And it's so dreamy, it's so dreamy. It's even better than I imagined. This is a Liberty Tana lawn in this gorgeous bold floral print. It has got so many colours, so many different types of flowers on it. I just love how unique this is. It really, really pops, and the Tana lawns are just such dreamy fabrics. They're really lightweight, they're really soft. It's got a lovely drape to it as well. It's just light and floaty and beautiful. Can you tell? I'm in love with this one. I love it. I'm so obsessed. I'm so glad I went for it. This is my first purchase of Liberty Tana lawn, and it was worth the wait. This is exquisite. When I look at this fabric, there is one pattern that is screaming at me in my head to make, and that is the Lydia Naomi Dream Frock, the milkmaid dress. I have one that I wear all the time. It's one of my favorite dresses in my wardrobe. So I'm going to make a very special birthday version of that with quite a few alterations and design changes. They do actually still have this fabric in stock on the Sister Mintaka website, and they do have it in another colorway as well if you want something a little bit more subtle, but it is just absolutely amazing. I love it so much. I'm going to be sewing this week. And last but certainly not least, another early birthday fabric purchase, but this time it was a gift from me to me because this is more wedding themed. I saw these fabrics on the Good Fabric Store Instagram and I gasped when I saw them. They're absolutely incredible. There was a different one that sold out very, very quickly, but one that stood out to me was this one here. I fell in love with it when I saw it and I had to have it. It is incredible. The details are exquisite. It is this embroidered cotton with these beautiful floral motifs all over it. Some of them are 3D, some of them are just flat embroidered, and it's got this glorious scalloped edge at both edges, both sides, which is really, really nice. It's a good width too. Is amazing, but it was very pricey, so I only got 1.5 meters of this, so I'm going to have to work with what I've got. I want to make a dress for our Italian getaway. I'm obsessed with this. It's just so dreamy. It would be amazing for an actual wedding dress as well, if you were having a more casual wedding, a beach wedding, because it's this lightweight cotton. Perfect, it's perfect for that. So I have an idea about how I'm going to use the fabric, but I haven't actually chosen a pattern yet. So if you have any ideas for any patterns that don't use very much fabric, please send them my way. I want to use these scallops as best as I can. So let me know which pattern you think would be a good match for this fabric, because it's a very, very special one. I cried when I opened the package. I love it so much. It's absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to make that. And that's all of my new in fabrics. I really hope you liked the things that I've picked up lately. Let me know what you think I should make with those picks. Everything I can, I will link down in the description box, but as I said earlier, some of these fabrics are dead stock, so I will try to find something similar if I can't link them for you. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and coming into my sewing room and having a little tour and talking about fabrics. If you have any questions about anything that I've chatted about today, please do leave a comment down below. Thanks again for watching, take care and happy sewing, bye.